Hello, my fans, friends, and followers. Once again, we are back in Civilization 6, Gathering Storm. This is Hungary Chapter 2, Establishing a Kingdom, following up after last chapter of establishing the civilization. Hungarian Empire joins the world stage with Matthias Corvinus. From humble beginnings, you have shown remarkable growth. Leave your bronze for iron and rule of horse and sword. The sky above begins to reveal its secrets, a collection of heaven that uplifts our hearts and guides us to foreign shores. Mighty Matthias, your feats at arms are matched only by the depth of your knowledge. Let your mighty black army serve as your strong hand on the battlefield, both as sword against your enemies and as shield protecting your faithful people. And ages to come will utter your name in awe. That's the basics for Matthias Corvinus, the King of Hungarian Empire. He's got features like the Raven King, where levied units gain an ability in giving them +2 movement and 5 combat strength. It costs 75% less gold and resources to upgrade the levied units. If you levy troops from a city-state, you receive 2 envoys with that city-state. Also getting the Black Army a unique unit when the castle's technology is researched. Pearl of the Danube, 50% production bonus to districts and buildings that are constructed across the river from the city center. With the Black Army and the Hussar, also getting the thermal bath, a unique building. I'm not sure what that includes. We'll see in the game. Thanks for joining me. So as we continue with Hungary in Chapter 2, just remember I barely got 2 cities settled in the first 50 turns of the game. This video will continue to explore, find new places to try to settle new settlements. Also been working on the Stonehenge Wonder. Get closer to it with that completion there. I just chopped down those trees. Later will be a university, a campus there. Moving my citizens around to better work the city, trying to build that Stonehenge as quick as possible. Finishing exploring around China. Everything in this video moves a little bit faster than normal. I think I have it at 3 times the speed, so I'll try and talk about as much as I'm doing as quick as I can. Candy's still my ally. I see 5 different armies. Those would be good to levy in the future. You ever choose to bring them down. Apparently China just declared war on Rapa Nui. I don't know who that city-state is at the time, but I know where they are after the fact. I was hoping to chop down or remove the curry there and then harvest the stone for the boost in production, but realized after looking that I couldn't do it. Continuing to explore up here, just trying to get some line of sight on some of these places. Continue to move past Guangzhou of China. Like I said, I removed the quarry there, hoping that I'd get a production boost the next turn. I realized now I've still got 7 turns before I finish masonry, so I cannot remove that production or that stone there. Basically, wasn't paying attention. Again, I'll tell you guys, pay attention. Remember, this is after the fact. I am doing a voiceover recording, watching the video, watching it with you guys. Continuing to explore, I'm finding some spaces I like. I like south of the mountain right there. I want to put a city there. Get some space between, or some cushion between me and China. Looking at this governor, Magnus the Steward. I didn't choose a governor yet. I guess I went in and moved him instead. Oh look, the scout found a goodie hut. We'll get that next turn. Still hoping to avoid that dark age. Found another barbarian camp. Try to bring that scout down to help the warrior with the barbarians. Chance to change my policies. Want that oracle, but I don't get it started soon enough. Do change a policy card here. Take the wonder off, and I put, not yet, I think I'll wait. Yes, I avoided the Dark Age. I'm looking at the early empire, if that's what I want to go with. Yes, it is. Send an envoy. Increase my pressure, my diplomatic pressure on Candy. Unfortunately, his troop is blocking my range. Oh, that's interesting. I found me a scout. Luckily, he was already injured. China wants to talk, wants to send a delegation to me. I think I refused it in the past, but this time I think I went with it. Trying to see if I could create some diplomacy with him. Someone built the pyramids. Not too much of a setback for me. I haven't started it. Now that I finished that production, or I chopped down those woods back there, I got the production done on the Stonehenge, and it was completed as you saw. Looking at the policy cards, trying to compare if that's what I want for the early empire. This looks familiar. I don't know why there's a time loop. Apparently I copied and redid the video. Does this not look familiar? I think what happened was something didn't go right and I went back and replayed, which usually I don't do for this very reason. I confused myself. But I guess you all got to see that twice. Yeah, this is a repeat. Again, I accept him. That was weird. I don't know why that happened. But again, I got the wonder. Stonehenge is completed. I think again what happened was something didn't happen right and I went back and reloaded the game, but I forgot to take out the repeat video clip. Silly me. Anyway, there's Stonehenge. He doesn't want me building the wonder. He's not happy that I finished that now. He was probably looking for it. So I got 2 error points out of that, one for completing the wonder, one for getting the prophet, and unfortunately I sit on the prophet because I'm waiting for the holy site in the other city to be completed. I'll explain that later. There's a reason to have 2 different, have a second city as your holy city, not your capital. Something I've always done for as far back as they've had religion and civilization. So I'm looking at the layout of the city because that's where I want to put my Stonehenge or my holy site. Take some time to get it built, so I keep the prophet there. Meanwhile, I've got this whole barbarian fight going over here. Instead of trying to attack him over the river, which I know I was going to lose, I'll go the other direction, hoping that archer will chase me. Rather than our archer fire at scout versus my warrior, give my warrior a better fighting chance against spearmen. Now I'm taking off the pen here because I just started the university now that I've gotten this forest clear. I think I was looking at the information required for the university first. But from the mountain tiles, I'll get 4 + 4 adjacency bonus for the university. Once the government district built there, I'll have another +1, so I have 5 total just from those being there. So, do I fight him? Do I not? I think I do. Yep, I go ahead and fight him, despite him having a slight advantage over me. He's going to retaliate. He's going to hurt himself more because I'm defending in the woods. Should have moved him to the other city now, but I didn't. Wasn't thinking about the benefit of having him standing by, being ready. I'm liking this spot for a city. I could put 2 different cities here, one on either side of the hills. At least that was what my initial thinking was. So as the turn finishes, the archer does move for my scout, so it helps my warrior survive. Took a big hit, the spearman did. Minus 47 hit points, just attacking my spearman, where my spearman was defending in the forest, only took 18 hit. Unfortunately, the scout took a huge hit. He's about to die, so he moves back. All about tactics, people. So he's going to heal at least 1 turn, while the spearman can't. Barbarians do not heal themselves. Really looking at that spot right there. Really not happy about the fact King Zhu's so close to me. So the barbarian actually killed himself by attacking my spearman in the woods. Next turn I can actually walk over that camp and clear the camp. But doing so would get me killed. So I actually take the promotion, which gives me a health boost. Now I cannot move. And his promotion actually boosts him against range. Now I've got a defense against range units. Got the science tree here. Still got a lot of undiscovered stuff ahead of me, but seeing what I got available, I go with masonry. Finish that so I can harvest stone. Get that range unit of mine down there, but he won't get there in time. Not for that. Once again, looking at that spot, I really want that spot. I think I actually put pins there to plan my city. No, not quite. Guess that's coming. Yes, this is where I want to put my holy site for that city. That farthest stretch right there of my territory in the middle of the mountains, I'll have 4 different mountains surrounding the holy site, which will give me a +4 bonus on my faith. As you can see in the details here, +1 per mountain adjacent. I'll have 4 of them in that spot. That's my plan. Once that holy site's done in the second city, Civilized, then I will move my prophet over there and I'll start my founding religion. So he takes another shot at me. Doesn't hurt me enough. I move in, clear the camp. I'll survive it. I get another arrow point. I'm out of the Dark Ages. I'm now trying to see if I can get to a Golden Age by the next era. The way that works is you have to build up your points every era. If you don't build up your points, it basically says you're not progressing your civilization fast enough. So that flood happens on the river here, as you see. It actually helps me. See a big hit from the archer. Barbarian archer took a big hit from that flood. Helps me take him over. I'm going to be hurt. I actually move this to get the flanking bonus, but I use the warrior to attack it. +2 flanking bonus. My warrior is going to win, but now I've got 2 hurt soldiers there. I was smart, I would have moved them over to where I want that city, just to make sure China's not doing something stupid. Instead, I put them up against the mountain. It would take me forever to move them back to one of my territories. So instead, I plant them where they are, fortify them to defend. Fortify to heal, puts them in a defensive posture. So as I look at the city here, I'm going to go ahead and finally place the pins I want. There's a really good reason why I want a city there. Actually, that's not where I want my city. Too far back. Too far back. I want one down, and I'll show you why. There's a canal that can go right here. If I put a canal there, I've got a great powerhouse of a city, industrial powerhouse, building navy for my southeastern shoreline, which you can't see that yet. I haven't explored that far. Not to spoil it, but the shoreline is just beyond that shadow. So I change it. At that moment when I was in the game, I couldn't see past the shoreline, but I banked on the fact that I'm going to have a shoreline coming up. So there you go. Oh, that's not a canal. What am I doing? Come on, fix that. There we go. Yeah, I'm reading about it. I'm like, oh wait, that's a dam. Dams are good too. Put those at the bottom of riverbanks. And dams help prevent the floods that you keep seeing pop up. Now I'm looking at the canal. The canal brings in gold for every trade route that goes through it. Allows ships to pass from one body of water to another, while keeping the land there so troops can walk over it. Meanwhile, Guangzhou, still too close to me. I'm going to have to worry about that later. Bring in my slinger. My scout round. That one scout's yellow. I should stop him from healing, but I don't. So now that you see where... Hello, Pericles of Athens, Greece. Alright, he's my other neighbor. He wants me to leave the city-states alone. Ha! No chance. Change my policy cards. I think I do, because the wonder is done. I don't need that policy card on the wonder. Now I get a policy card, boost my production of settlers. Settle that for now. Get to pick my dedication. Didn't quite get to the golden age, but that's alright. Every era you pick a dedication. Basically you set goals for yourself for the next era. You accomplish those goals, or if you continue to focus on those goals, you earn more era points for the next era. That's how you get to a golden age. So if you do successful in one era, you get more of a bonus the next era. And all the golden age does is the same bonuses you can choose, but they're better yield. Don't always get the same choices. It shuffles them around, but all those choices can be repeated at later eras. If you fall into a dark age because you didn't progress enough, then your yield, you get the same choices to choose from, but the yield is even less. I'm looking at my research here. I think I go for the archery. I know the wheel would be nice too. I can get horse range units. Never usually use those, the horse archers, but they're available. Actually, I go for the spearmen first. Interesting. So here we get to promote my governor, the steward, Magnus, because I want that provision that you were just looking at. If I go with the provision, I get a boost to my settlers. Will not take up population from a city, which it does normally. Anytime you get a settler, it takes the population out. You lose one population every settler. Because you're moving population around, basically. Now with Magnus, that city will not lose population. That is fantastic. Uh-oh, barbarians. I told you I should have stopped that one scout. He's not looking too good for himself to fight. Yeah, things are going to get a little tense. Still keeping them there. I'm trying to heal those up against the hills. Meanwhile, I move this scout. Never moved to... Oh, no. He got landlocked. He got locked in the zone of control. How that works is any land unit, any melee unit or range unit has zone of control. Your zone of control surrounds your unit. Enemy units pass your zone of control, you lose all movement points for that turn. So it makes it difficult to get past enemy units, and that's why I lost him. I had 2 zone of controls. I couldn't get out of him. He got jumped. So I lost a unit there, and that's fine. We'll get a new one soon. These other 2 can heal. Get some more built. Got to get me a 3rd city. That's my plan. Got a settler in progress. Got a city planned out. Got more cities planned out in my head. I just haven't put them down yet. Bronze working is done. I get the spearmen finally. I'm going to discover some iron out of that. I can also build my encampment districts. Those are defensive districts that also fire. Well, you guys haven't seen me build walls yet. Sooner or later I get walls. Once I build a wall, my city can fire back separately from units. Once I build an encampment district, it can do the same thing. So each city has 2 chances to fire back. And it's going to be very evident. I need it. Slinger has only 1 range. So it's not going to be able to hit that unit for a little bit. Steel healing is... Nope, I move him. Continue to explore. I figure he's enough. He's got almost yellow. Move the warrior too. He wants my horse? Are you kidding me? No. I do have full capacity of horses, but no, I'm not giving you my horses. I could have probably bargained that and gotten more gold out of him, but I don't know him enough. I don't like him yet. Ooh, I discovered Pepo Te Hahi. I don't know how you say that. Somebody wants to correct me on that. Go for it. Rapa Nui, the city-state that I mentioned earlier, China declared war on previously. Let's go see what Rapa Nui can do. Wants me to send a trade route. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to China for you. Send a trade route. It's got to go to China. So I get a harbor built on this side, and a trade route goes to the water. Trade routes will always prefer water over land. If you can't do water, it'll do land. China is complaining. China's being China. I have scouts coming all around me. Oh no! You guys remember when I had those 2 soldiers earlier I'm pointing out right now? Yeah, that didn't work out because I left them there. You guys remember that? Told you that was a mistake too. So what happened is I left them there. If I would have moved them sooner, I would have blocked his settler from moving in too close. Now I've got China literally on my doorstep. That's not good. I'm going to have to take China down. That right there changed my whole posture in this game. You'll see my next few turns, you'll see my mood change. I'm going to start building more units, get a military boosted out. Got to get my science boosted so I can get caught up on the science tree. I never get caught up. You're playing the computer, it doesn't work. So I basically demand his city. That doesn't work. Of course not. Then I demand his gold. I denounce him. I demanded his gold too. I didn't show that. Now I can't move that settler where I wanted to. I'm going to find a new spot to take him for the moment. That's barbarians all around me. Okay, so he plants where I wanted, and now he refuses a city, of course, that's expected, and then he demands my diplomacy points. Not going to happen. Things are not looking good between me and China. Relations are thinning out. Now I'm looking at these plains here with the riverbank folds. I like what I see. With my plan to eventually take Handon, I probably will go after China sooner or later. It's a good fold city. I'm trying to plan my other city to match. So if I know I'm going to take Handon sooner or later, I want my next city to match where I'm going to have the city for Handon. He wants me to leave the city-states alone. Ha! Screw that. City-states are bonuses. So I'm going to heal him and keep an eye on that city so I can see what he's doing. See what he's up to. Oh, Barbarian Camp. Oh man, I got Barbarian Camp. I got a settler trying to pass it. I got more barbarians entering my city. Ooh, I get to choose a new government. Do I go oligarchy, classic republic, or autocracy? I really want an oligarchy. I really want an autocracy. Classic republic is good for trade. The 2 gold cards are economic cards. The green is diplomacy cards. The purple is wild card. The red is the combat card. So as you progress through the game, you learn different ways of doing your government. You gain new abilities on developing new government types, which opens up more slots for policy cards a couple times. I did go oligarchy. Oligarchy has good strength for my military. Although the autocracy gave me more military cards, oligarchy gave me more combat experience for my military and strength. So they'll fight harder. And I can always use a wild card for my combat if I need to. That's why they call it the wild. Which I think I do. I put something down there from red. I believe it's maneuver. Maneuver is production towards the ancient classical era heavy and light cavalry units. Because my military is primarily based on cavalry for the Middle Age, and the next age, classical, and the Renaissance. That's my strengths is cavalry. I go with the cavalry bonus. Uh-oh, that's not good. So, got some tactics here because barbarians always race for citizens. Settlers and workers, they always go for. Because they know that they can do some damage if they take those from you. So I'm looking for something to buy. I'm actually looking at gold right now, and I go and purchase an archer. I don't know why. I don't know why I did it in the other city. I could have done it in the Buddha, but I had a reason then. Oh, because I had another scout in my other city. Okay. So, at the moment, the spearman could try to take my settler. Now that I moved the scout there, adjacent to the spearman, I told you guys about zone of control earlier, he'll only move one tile. He won't be able to reach the scout. See, only one tile moved because of my zone of control from the scout. So next turn, I'm going to use the archer, attack the spearman. Because the zone of control for both the archer and the scout, he still will not reach my settler. I'm just trying to think if I should move the settler or not, but I stick to it. The reason why I don't want them to stay with the soldiers because it's just going to stall my settling of a city. I want to get that city settled as soon as possible. I can't even talk straight. I'm looking at the government plaza, just reminding myself when I get out of it. Basically a boost of loyalty from that city. Also, you get a bonus to all adjacent districts. They get a +1 to their adjacency bonus. So the science will gain another adjacency bonus, plus the 2 districts there I'll have 6 adjacency bonus on my science district. Once I get those walls I mentioned earlier, I'll be able to fire back from the city itself, plus any range units. So, of course, the spearman attacks my archer, which is defended on the hills, which it's not able to get me. My scout could attack the spearman, but that's not going to work. I go for the other scout to make sure I kill him. Spearman's not close enough to get my settler. Clear those stones. Cleared the way for the government district, which is coming up after I finish those walls. Meanwhile, this archer's trying to chase that barbarian scout into China. Why I really care, I don't know. Me killing the scout or the barbarian would actually help China, but at the same time, my archer would gain experience. So it's something I have to decide if I wanted to weigh that or not. Gain experience and help China, or leave it alone. And so now we got third city, Miskolc. Said that right. Turns out to be a good city as well. Can't tell you why, but a couple next video, 2 videos away, a couple wonders come to Miskolc. China's actually sending me a trade route. Wow. That's actually helping him more than me, but still, he's actually trading to one of my cities. I had diplomacy with him, but I don't even know what I said. I went too fast. Again, I'm on 3 times video. I slow it down once in a while for something. For the majority of the time, I'm at 3 times the video here. Usually my games, when I play this, I play up to 2 hours. I know you guys don't want to sit here for 2 hours. It'd be hard to sit here myself and talk for it for 2 hours. So I speed it up on my video and do my best to talk through it. I've got more barbarians coming in. There's a barbarian camp over in that corner I need to clear out. Now I got my walls done. Woo! I can fire from the city. Why did I move him there? Just move that prophet over to the other city. Don't know what I'm doing. Actually, no, take that off. Go with candy first. Yep, go with candy. There you go. If I increase that to 3, I'll gain the Caesarian. Yes. They now bow to me. Woohoo! All that does mainly is just more bonuses from them. Plus, you get the unique ability. Every city-state has a unique ability not matched by any other city-state. So that's another strategy you got to worry about. Check the city-states. Find out if they actually benefit you or not. Trap this barbarian. He ain't going anywhere. He wants to send me a delegation. Yes, no. Actually, I do try to be friends with Pericles. I say yes to him. Saying yes to China's second request was a mistake. The barbarian scout actually attacked my warrior. Get him? Yes. Get him first with the scout. Mop it up with the warrior. There we go. Just sit quiet for a little bit until I get these barbarians cleared out. Time of chaos. I think I was looking at him to see what I made him mad for, because I built a wonder. Anytime you see those barbarian scouts and they've got an exclamation, the red mark above their head, because they have just alerted see that? He's just alerted a barbarian camp where my city is. So that's why barbarian camps will suddenly start to flood your city and try to attack your city once the scout alerts them where it is. No, I'm not giving you gold. China is really, really brave. Oh, I know what China was mad earlier after I planted my city next to him. He said it was too close. What a hypocrite, because he did that to me. Ha! China's got some nerve, huh? Ooh, got a trade route. So I'm going to actually move the trade route. I'm going to send it over to Zedgid. The bonus from Zedgid to capital, I'll get a big bonus in production and food in Zedgid because I'm sending it to the capital. Most of the time when you establish trade routes, whoever is hosting the trade route gets more of a bonus from the destination. Later on, buildings on both sides of the trade route will benefit both sides of the trade route. But early on, it's only the one sending the trade route. So if you want to boost your early cities, you send a trade route to the early city and have them go to the capital. That does two things. You're going to get a road between the two, and then you're going to get a boost from the capital to the early city. Just like that. Alright, what's next? I think irrigation. Irrigation looks good. I'm going to get plantations. Doesn't tell me what I'm going to get next, but it's the only one at that level. I think I mentioned it before. The farther down you go in the tree, the more science points. So the longer it takes on each of those techs. Some of those are 16, 17 turns. Iron working is 10 because I've got a boost. I built iron mine previously. I think I was looking for my units. This is a Civilopedia. This is all things game. When you're playing the game, all this is information on the game. So I go in and I find my civilization. I'm looking at what's special about my units. I wanted to see the 2 units I've got coming up. First one I got coming up is not the Hussar, even though I look at that, that's the only one available. It upgrades off of the Black Cavalry. Black Army, I'm sorry. The Black Army is my unique, which replaces the Cavalry. Black Army's got 3 plus strength for each adjacent levied unit. So when I levy city-states and I use their army, for every city-state army unit next to my Black Army is that much stronger. The Hussar is the same, except it's stronger per every alliance I have. So my cavalry turns out to be really strong in the mid-game. Those baths, the bath something bath, the special building for my civilization that you saw, that gives me a production boost on my entertainment district. So I take a big hit or I run? I think I run. I run. That force will slow down the barbarians. They won't catch him, so it'll give him a chance to get away. Freedom. Man, I'm still mad, so mad that China took that city. So looking at new policies, got recorded history done. Do I move policy cards? Nope. Stuck with what I had. I don't move cards as much as I should. If I was more into it, I'd find out the very need that moment, because you're changing policy cards every few turns, usually. Go for the food boost. All right. So my capital will start to grow even bigger, and later on that will spill over to the rest of my cities through trade routes, which is another reason why outer newer cities trade route to my capital is a big boost. So next turn's processing. What's going to happen next? As you noticed and mentioned before, I'm building up units. As I gain more units, I'm moving them towards China, because I really don't like China now. If I haven't made that clear. The next turn I'll have a government district built, and I'll get to choose special abilities off my government district to affect my entire empire. You only get one government center. I could appoint a new. Do I upgrade the one I have, or do I go with the new one? Actually, I go with the new one. I'll put him on Venus, or actually, she's the only governor that you can actually put in a city-state. She helps bonus the city-state. I've got 2 active envoys working for me in that city-state just because she's there. City-states are also nice because if you're ally with them, if you're the Caesarian, you're the ally. They will work on your behalf. When you go to war, someone declares war on you or attacks you, your city-states will act on your behalf and counter declare war on your enemies. If you go declare war on an enemy, they'll follow you and go to war with you. Now, if you don't have control of the units, it's the computer. I think I was reading that information. I want to see what I've been doing. Anyways, they will follow you to war no matter what you do, but you don't control the units unless you levy their military, which you pay more money to that city-state. I put 2 there, but I don't quite have enough of the Caesarian yet. The need for Caesarian will slowly grow. Irrigation's done. I can now get plantations. Good thing. That silk that's up by my capital to the side of it, that silk will need a plantation, which will give me luxury to my civilization. That helps boost amenities. It'll also gain me some gold. Zeged finished the walls. I now have attack power from Zeged. Trying to figure out if I want an army. Yep, I went with the archer. What else can Zeged do? Wasting gold? That's fine. I guess I'll go waste some gold. As long as you got a plus number up there on your gold input, you're good. That's negative. That means you're losing gold, and you don't want that. You lose gold through different debts. As you gain more troops, you have more debt. Gain more buildings, you have more debt. All that costs maintenance through the game. Somebody's building other wonders. Apadina. My city flooded again. That river turns out to be a problem until I get a dam. Eventually I get a dam there. I am finally moving my profit, I think. No, I did not. Rulers of Venus bow to Hungary. Yes. Got the Grapevine Cross. I have no idea where that ever came from. I kept looking. I couldn't figure it out. I discovered something, and I think it actually came from Venus. That's what it is. I think Venus has the ability, when you first Caesarian, you're the first one to Caesarian from them, you get a relic. That's what the Grapevine Cross was a relic. Relic just has boosts to faith and tourism. No, culture and tourism. More military? Yes, please. A spear building there. I've got an archer building over there. Look at all that army. So I've got a few troops of my own, but if I can levy a city-state, it's almost double what I have. His river flooded. Didn't really hurt him though. It's close enough to it. Got my troop out of there. Now I move my profit. Going over there to clear the forest. That's what I was trying to wait for this entire time. Clear the forest, get the holy site built there, found my religion. That's the fun part. Fortunately, that was it for today. Yes, turmoil built up with me in China, but it hasn't struck the iron yet. That will come next in the video. Stick around. Thank you for watching Civilization 6, Gathering Storm. This is Hungary Chapter 2.